TerraPad, y'all. Let's go, baby. TerraPad is live. We love it. So nice. Had such a fun time writing it. The reason I love the TerraPad is I'm excited each week to become more of an expert on one reason that I want to walk with Jesus. And we got 1 week, and then you tear it off and focus on a whole nother week to, lock in and walk with Jesus. And I'm pumped for that, man. You guys pumped? You guys ready?
After that, yeah. After
this intro,
after this intro, give me that TerraPad right now. But get it now. It's here. It's ready. It's going to make your life better. Let's go.
can't wait. Welcome to This is Kingdom, a Good News Brand podcast. This is Grace.
This is Talon.
This is TJ.
This is Hollis.
And this week, we're talking about do your part with all your heart, which is so cool that he made it rhyme.
I love it.
I never noticed that.
Did you guys
I
catch
never noticed
that?
that. That's
I'm like,
really
By
sweet.
Elder Uchtdorf.
He
Good
is
job
just
on the
the
rhyme,
cutest,
Elder
sweetest
Uchtdorf.
man ever. This week have become obsessed with this phrase that is just, you don't need a different life, you need to live your life differently. And I taught my seminary lessons that lesson, and I was just going off on them. And then I was like, okay, now let's see what this actually looks like. So on the board we wrote an average daily schedule. Everyone, no offense, kind of lives the same life. Especially if you're in high school, it's wake up, get ready, breakfast, go to school, lunch, school, come home, relax, work, practice, sleep, dinner, whatever. Everyone kind of does the same things, honestly. And so we were going through and I was like, okay, if this is our life, we don't need to reshape our life. We can't drop out of school. So we just need to start learning how to live our life differently. And everyone's like, okay. And I was like, so what does that actually look like? And we started going through and we're like, right when you wake up, what are different things you could do to wake up better? And we started making a list. And then during get ready, I was like, okay, what are things you could do while you're getting ready to live your life better? And
It's a cool lesson.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually life-changing for me, at least. It's changed the way I live my minute-to-minute life. So that's a side note. But what was really one of the most tender moments of the lesson was one kid raised his hand and he was kind of joking, and he was like, you could say affirmations in the mirror. And everyone kind of laughed because affirmations, whatever.
Talon would not be laughing.
No, and I was not laughing. And I looked and I was like, wait a minute. Do you understand how different your life would look if 6 months from now, you every single day until that day looked in the mirror and for 30 seconds, you don't need to wake up earlier. You don't need to set your alarm for an earlier time. You don't need to carve time out of your day. While you are brushing your teeth, while you are brushing your hair, if you went through and said 3 things about yourself and who you really are in the mirror every day, you would be a different person in 6 months. And then someone in the back just quietly said, yeah, but how in the world am I going to think of things to say? And right when they said it, my heart broke. And I just thought to myself, we honestly live in a world where we can't even begin to think of 3 kind things to say about who we really are. And immediately we start making this list of I'm not good enough here. I'm falling short here. I'm not smart enough. I'm not brave enough. I don't have enough friends. I'm not being good enough in all the things and all the expectations. I'm letting people down. And we make this list. And I sat there and I looked at those kids for the rest of the lesson. And I carried on with the lesson, but all I could do was think what do I wish these kids knew about themselves? What do I wish that every single high schooler knew about who they really are? And then I listened to this talk on the drive home. And I mean this with my entire heart. I wish that I could grab every single one of you, just like it says in this talk. And I'm not even going to I'm not going to say it any differently. I'm going to read you exactly what he says because there is no greater truth. Oh, how I wish I could embrace you and help you understand this great truth. You are a blessed being of light, the spirit child of an infinite God. And you bear within you a potential beyond your own capacity to imagine. Whatever you can imagine, your potential is even greater than that. Your wildest dreams, God looks at you and giggles and says, oh my goodness, if you could only see what I see in you. As poets have noted, you come to earth trailing clouds of glory. Your origin story is divine, and so is your destiny. You left heaven to come here, but heaven has never left you. You are anything but ordinary. You are gifted. And I listened to that talk, and I'm not kidding you. I pressed the back 10 seconds probably over and over and over and over on my drive home. And all I could think is, if we said that to ourselves every single day, and even better than that, if we started believing that about ourselves, what could change in the world?
I'm making a deal right now. If any of you memorize that and run into me and say it, I will Venmo you $1.
Oh,
to anyone
and-
it happens to.
And I will
You will too? All right.
Oh, I will too. Shoot.
TJ, come on now.
Do it. TJ, do it. Do it, TJ. Do it.
TJ liked it.
Positive peer pressure, baby.
I will too.
That's the potential for $4.
Yes, this is big money you can make right now. But more than that, it's a principle taught in scriptures that I believe so deeply in my heart. It's a little thing you can do that will bring great things to pass. That's what the scriptures say. And I think sometimes we say it, we quote it, we read it, but we don't actually believe that small and simple things will bring great things to pass. And I think in what Grace was saying, that is, if you, let's say, said these words to yourself every morning in the mirror for 6 months, your life would look totally different. I actually believe that. And what he talks about in this talk that I'm so hyped about is that discipleship requires discipline. And to me, discipline is just doing things that will make your life better consistently, whether you feel like it or not. And there are certain little practices of having heavenly truths like this that will elevate the way you see yourself and the way that you live, of doing prayer in a more elevated way, of doing little parts of your day in an elevated way consistently. Doing that will completely change your life. And that is a belief that I have so deep in my soul that I think we do it for a week and we don't see a difference. And so we stop being disciplined. We stop being consistent. But if you will do exactly what Grace said and look at your schedule and look at how you're living and figure out how to do it in a more divine way, figure out how to do it in a higher and a holier way, I guarantee you that will change your life completely.
Okay, and let me just say this really quickly because it was, I'm not kidding you, one of the most impactful lessons I've ever had. Because we legit just wrote that schedule out and we started at the top and it took us probably 15 minutes to go through the first 3 things of the day. And this is what it looked like. What can you do instantly when you wake up? Oh, you could text someone good morning. You could text someone that you are thankful for them. If you texted someone every single morning for the next year of your life that you were thankful for them, every single one of your relationships would look different. I know that to be true. One person said, I would pray every single day to help someone. If you did that every single day for a year, your life would look different. Okay, getting ready. Do affirmations in the mirror. Memorize this. Look yourself in the mirror and say all of those things. Get ready for the day. One kid was like, I know if I come to school in a hoodie with my hood up, I am not talking to a single person in the hallways. I am walking straight to my first period. If I wear an outfit that I'm like stoked about, I'm going in the comments and I'm talking to as many people as I possibly can. That impacts your life. The clothes you wear impacts your life. The way you see yourself impacts your life. Breakfast. One kid was like, yeah, what, you think we're going to make breakfast for our family every single day? And I was like, no, that's unrealistic. You're going to have to change your schedule for that. What else could you do? And one kid was like this, oh, I could actually tell my mom that I think breakfast was delicious. That would change your mom's life. Put your dish away. That takes 30 seconds.
Mom Grace says come out.
Goodness gracious. You're like, how could I change it? How could I live my life better? Wash your dish. That's what you could do. You could tell your mother thank you. You're not going to believe what you could do. You're not going to believe what you could do. You could actually talk to the people you're eating breakfast with. You could sit down next to them and you could say, what are you excited about today? To your little sibling. Your little sibling thinks you are the coolest person in the world. Your roommate is desperate for friends. Your spouse wants connection. All you have to do during breakfast that you already woke up for, you already made. That's not different in your schedule. All you have to do is look at them and say, how are you doing? Hey, you look really good today. Oh my goodness, I love your outfit. You killed it yesterday in your day. Tell me what's going good for you today. That, if you talk to someone during breakfast every day, your life would change. If you got in the car and instead of played music, you called someone on the phone, your life would look different. You would be living your divine potential.
And I have to say something really important about this. If you're hearing this and thinking this is overwhelming, you're listening to it the wrong way. This is exciting. Because what this means is that day after day for your whole entire life, you can little by little, chunk by chunk, make little tweaks that will improve your life. And this is not to get overwhelmed with. This is to pick somewhere to start and to get really good at that thing and then pick another thing. And that is exciting to know that you can constantly improve your life.
I love this and I actually have a thought about this. Maybe a little rant as well. But even before...
It's rant sesh today.
It's rant
off,
session
go
time.
off.
But before even all of this, I think so much of the time we tell ourselves a story we're not good enough. So much of the time we tell ourselves a story that we're just ordinary. We don't make goals. We can't make risks because we're not capable of getting there. And I hope you know one of the most powerful things you can do right now before you do any of the things we say in this podcast is change the story you're telling yourself. And how good is it that you can tell yourself a true story, telling yourself that you are a divine being and you are a son or daughter of Heavenly Father and can do all of these things because you are literally someone who is divine and can do these things. Because the story we tell ourselves dictates our choices, dictates how we treat other people. It dictates everything we do in life. We need to start telling ourselves the true story about us, that we are divine beings capable of infinite things. That's why I'm so obsessed with what Elder Uchtdorf said, that yes, we left heaven to come here, but heaven has never left us. Recognize that heaven and that divinity within you, and I promise it'll be so much easier to do these things Talon was saying, to do these things Grace was saying, because you have that locked in your mind that you're a son or daughter of God, and you'll want to do these things.
I need to issue a challenge.
It's
This
so
is the
formal.
episode of challenges, okay? I need every single person who watches this episode or listens, I need you to go to this part of the talk. It's number 21 on they number the lines or whatever. Go to 21, read these things that are absolutely necessary for us to remember. And I want to challenge you to prayerfully, with Heavenly Father, choose one habit that will help you remember these truths about who you are. It might be something that you journal before you go to bed. It might be something that you listen to on the drive to school or work. I just want to challenge you to incorporate at least one habit that is going to help you remember who you are in these precious truths that Elder Uchtdorf reminded us. Because if you change your habits, you change your life. And if you your habits will reinforce your true identity. And so that's my challenge.
This just got me thinking. I think so many times we do tell ourselves things about ourselves that are just not true. I think so many times we'll tell ourselves we're not disciplined. I can't keep goals. And I'm like, do you know who your dad is? Like you might be acting like that, but that's not who you actually are. That's not your actual DNA, even if you're acting like that in the moment. You know what I mean? And I just think so many times we limit the kind of life that we can live. And if we would just make a decision, tomorrow I'm going to start fresh. And tomorrow I'm going to live better. Do it. Well, do it today. I'm saying this because we're doing it at night. You know what I mean? But start it today. And this is what I really want to say about it. Don't do it alone. Set that goal that TJ told you about, and then tell a friend about it and have them keep you accountable. Have them do it with you. You know what I mean? And then every day you send each other a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you have somebody do it with you, because they will help you be accountable.
And I will not say it any better than this talk does. And I hope you know that when I say this, I really mean this, that those tiny little changes, those tiny little belief switches in your minds have the potential to do so much more in this world than you could ever dream of. And remember, you bear within you a potential beyond your own capacity to imagine. The difference you can make in this world is even greater, even more miraculous, even more marvelous than anything you could come up with in your mind.
My life is a gift, my life has a plan, my life has a purpose, and heaven it began. My choice was to come to this lovely home on earth and seek for God's light to direct me from birth. I will follow God's plan for me, holding fast to His word and His love. I will work and I will pray. I will always walk in His way. Then I will be happy on earth and in my home above. Let's go, baby. Sing it with me, dog. Sing it with me.
See you next week.